This episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series is brought to you by Classy Communications PR and Advertising. Classy Communications provides public relations and marketing solutions for businesses, professionals, and nonprofit organizations. They can deliver the true meaning of your business with press releases, social media marketing, web development, email marketing, book publishing, and much more. Wherever your potential clients are, they can help you connect with them. Visit classycommunications.net to learn more about their suite of services that can help your business stand out from the rest. Classy Communications is your solution for business success.
Hello there, and welcome to the Sunday Morning Chat Series. This is your host, Jesse Oakley III, and the purpose of the Sunday Morning Chat Series is for myself, Jesse Oakley III, and interview a plethora of positive people that are making big differences in the community. Whether they're speakers, leaders, authors, writers, coaches, entertainers, you name it, they'll be first right here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. And today, we have ourselves a wonderful episode for you. And as many of you know, I belong to a wonderful organization called Toastmasters, and I met so many amazing people with amazing stories. And this one is truly right off the mark, and this is truly fantastic, and it's going to be right off the hook. I tell you, you will not be disappointed with this wonderful episode that I have right here. And we have with us he is a executive speech coach, and he's also a world champion and public speaking finalist. And we're going to talk about his Toastmasters experience. Please help me welcome none other than the one, the only, Fursey, Gotuaco. Hey, Fursey, how's it going?
Hey, Jesse. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my goodness. It is great to be here. And with that being said, are you ready to go?
Absolutely.
All right. And without further delay, let's go ahead and let's chat. Oh, man. Now, the first question I have for you is, with the executive speech coach business that you have, being a world champion public speaking finalist, and everybody, you have some amazing journeys within your Toastmasters career, but there's always has to be that day one when you got your start within Toastmasters. Now, could you please tell the audience out there, how did your day one get started when you joined this organization?
Jesse Oakley, I'm going to tell you this because it's just you and me, right? I mean, nobody else is listening. No, I'm just kidding. No, it all started out by me sticking my foot in my mouth. I mean, it was a totally embarrassing situation. I was in China at the time, and I was talking to someone, and through miscommunication, ironically, on my part,
all right,
I was in an incredibly embarrassing situation where I had to apologize and say, I'm sorry, and we're going to be friends, and now I'm going to walk you to the door. And when I was walking this person out of my school, we were at my school, right, and I was walking her out saying, hey, I'm really sorry. And she asked me what I taught. I said, I teach theater and I teach people how to speak. And then she goes, well, I'd like to do that too. I'm part of an organization that does that. I go, really? What is it? She goes, Toastmasters. And she said, I'm going to go to the meeting tonight. Would you like to come? And I was like, well, I kind of need to because I embarrassingly brought you to the school. Totally messed up the Tai Chi. It was a Tai Chi class. Totally messed up the Tai Chi class. And so now I have to go, right? I'm like, okay, I owe you one. I owe you one. I'm going to go to your organization, whatever it may be. And you know what? It changed my life.
Wow. Ooh, that's true. That's just remarkable. And all because there's that one oopsies that led to where it is right now. And it goes to show you how people, and oopsies could be either one way or the other way. And for Fursey's sake, it turned into an amazing experience. And speaking of amazing experiences, I've noticed that you're an executive speech coach, and I noticed that you're big into the world international speech and world championship of public speaking. Now, what are you doing right now to actually to give a contribution to organization of Toastmasters? What are you doing? What's some great things are you doing?
I'm kind of glad you asked me that. I love Toastmasters. I think Toastmasters is an amazing organization. And one of the parts of Toastmasters that a lot of people forget is international.
Yes.
It's Toastmasters International. And more people are realizing that because we're online, right? We've got so many clubs that are online. All the clubs I belong to are online. But people forget that we have the ability to connect internationally and worldwide. And that's what I like to do. I like to connect with people worldwide. I like to get them connected to each other. So when I was in Texas, I was connecting them to people that I knew in China. And now that I'm in Bangkok, I'm connecting people from Europe to people in Thailand, to people in India, to people in China. And I think when we connect people together, we all grow. And we all grow through that kind of peaceful communication, that sharing, rather than being scared of each other. We learn from each other. And I think that's part of what I'm contributing to, whether it be a client or whether it be doing workshops online for Toastmasters.
Oh my goodness. It is always that connection, whether it is from one side of the world to the other side of the world. And that's the beautiful part about online, or let alone hybrid, is you have that opportunity to connect to many people within this organization. And I am truly grateful to have a chance to connect to people like yourself and other people all over the world, because thanks to this connection, Toastmasters really is international.
Absolutely. It's fantastic. I think people forget that and not just socially either. I mean, professionally.
Yes.
There are so many people who work for companies, organizations that are global. This gives them an opportunity to learn about a global audience, co-working with somebody from a completely different culture. Yes. Now, because I did this in Toastmasters, now I can turn around, say to my boss, I can work with that division over there. Go ahead. I'm ready for that next step. I'm ready for the next job. I'm ready to move up. I'm ready to move forward because of my experience in Toastmasters. Not just speaking, but I learned how to give feedback to somebody in Korea.
Ooh.
Huge, right? Yes, I've been speaking with people in India. I completely understand where their sensitivities and pain points are. Please put me on that project.
Oh, wow. This is, again, you're making my mind go explode right there. You hear that, people? That is my mind exploding, because this is just good stuff here. Oh my goodness. Now, another question I do have for you, Fursey, is every Toastmaster journey, whether it be your journey, my journey, or anybody else's journey in this organization, have challenges that they overcame. And yes, you mentioned about the oopsies earlier in this episode, which was the beginning. Now, when it comes to challenges that you were able to overcome, what challenges that were you able to overcome throughout your journey within this wonderful organization?
I've had no challenges at all. I love it. Every day is a beautiful day.
Woo!
Okay, there are two challenges.
All right.
Every day is beautiful, you know. Really, it's just wonderful. I have absolutely no room to complain. I think you are someone who understands, Jesse, that we live lives for which we are grateful. And I got no complaints. Every day it really is a beautiful day. But there are two things that I would bring up. One was at the World Championship of Public Speaking, I had an opportunity, and I was there standing on the stage, shoulder to shoulder with 7 other finalists, and I went 3 seconds over.
Ooh.
And I totally botched it. You know, and there's no one to blame but yourself. It's just the man in the mirror. Dude, you went 3 seconds over. You got to learn to stop talking, especially when the red light comes on. So that's a big challenge. It's a huge challenge. But I'm also grateful because that happened, again, because of a misstep. Great things happen. And when some of the great things that happen are when people still come to me and they tell me, Fursey, I saw your speech just the other day. I saw your speech 2 years ago, and I'm floored. I mean, I didn't win, Jesse. I don't have a trophy from that, right? And they're still going to come over and tell me how much that speech meant. So I appreciate that. And conferences, district conferences, districts will come to me and ask me to speak at their conferences, even though I don't have the trophy, even though I didn't get the pin, the hat. And I appreciate that. And that I never would have had the opportunity for that kind of affirmation if it hadn't been for that misstep. And that leads me to my second challenge, which was as a teacher for 30 years. And I'm talking to all the teachers out there, listen, we have a little bit of an identity crisis because we have identified ourselves as somebody who works in this box.
Yep.
The school building. We work in the school building. We go from bell to bell to bell to bell to bell to bell. You don't really get a lunch. You have lunch duty, so you're standing there eating while you're trying to eat lunch. and yeah, I'm talking cafeteria duty, man. I'm trying to eat lunch, and you're putting your hand up, telling me you got to go to the bathroom. Oh, what are you going to do, right? And teachers everywhere, teachers around the globe, we have this identity crisis because we think that's all that we have. And one of the things that I've learned is I have, in this opportunity that we're talking about, I have more to share. Yes. I have more to give. And I speak to and for teachers, you've got more to give. The talents that you have, it's more than just standing at the front of the classroom. You have so much more to give to other people. You just have to expand that classroom. You have to expand that classroom to be time zone to time zone, to be ocean to ocean. You can communicate with others. You have more to give. And I learned that. I learned it through this process, and I am forever grateful.
Fursey, you hit the nail right on the head, and I am with you in that same department. Myself being a past international director, I get asked for speaking engagements, and especially being a person who served on the board for Toastmasters. And also, I'm in my day trade, I'm an engineer. I've been an engineer for 26 years. And being in that box of an engineer, working in the laboratory, doing different types of tests and materials. And I also had to realize that this is a box right here. I can also expand the box and actually go into different routes and different avenues. And it really hit me to the point where I was able to boost my own personal stock. And if I was able to have that realization, I'm boosting personal stock by connection and reaction, that truly made a huge difference. So, Fursey, what you just mentioned here, it really hits home right here, my friend, right here.
Right. You know, we are proverbially in that position of the caterpillar, yes, and yes. The caterpillar that then becomes the butterfly. And right now, you and I, we're at that butterfly stage where we're like, oh my gosh, right? I'm flying, I'm in the air, perspective, and you're trying to tell all the other caterpillars, hey, come on, you can do this. Let's go. Come on, bust out of the cocoon and go. Now, here's the thing, Jesse, that and I don't have proof of this. All right. I don't have proof. It's not, I'm not even sure it's in AI. I don't know. But here's my question to everybody and to ourselves. What's beyond what's beyond butterfly? We know where we are now and we know where we've been. But what's beyond butterfly? Everybody talks about butterfly as if that is the be all and the end all, but I think sometimes we still have a limitation of our dreams. And so what is beyond butterfly? What is it that we cannot see yet? And I don't know exactly what that looks like, but I think I know that I've been playing with this idea in my head. I think I'm going to try sharing it at a conference in May. I'm going to Chicago, and okay. They have a theme to be bold, and I think that's what I'm going to talk about at their conference in May, or late April, excuse me. So that's just something that, just dropping it out there.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, my friend. Nothing wrong with that at all. Oh my goodness. Now, next question I do have for you is: we talked about the challenges, and you had 2 challenges that you just mentioned. Now, we also have best moments within Toastmasters. What were some of the best moments that you had during your time in this organization?
Standing on that stage in Anaheim. Now, right up until
Yeah, 3 seconds.
It was a beautiful moment, and I've had an opportunity to coach some other folks to get to that same stage.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had an opportunity to talk to clubs and districts about everything that they can do to prepare themselves to get better and better and better. I think one of the things that we forget is that in Toastmasters, you do a speech, you present it, and then you move on.
Yeah.
You don't usually get a chance to sharpen the speech. You're sharpening your skills, but that rate of sharpening, that generational keep moving forward, can be a little bit of a slower process. But when you get into the contest, you are accelerating that learning because you're working with the same speech and you're understanding the details that it takes. And I've been invited and asked, and I go and I tell people about what it takes to do that.
Yes.
And this is part of the theater training that I have, because you're rehearsing the same play for 2 months.
Right.
You're sharpening, you're taking it all the way up to opening night. And there are stakes involved. And some people think, oh, the contest, it's terrible. It takes away from the cordiality and the wonderfulness of a meeting. I'm like, you know what? The real world is high stakes.
Oh, yes.
The real world is high stakes. If that business doesn't get the contract, that business ceases to exist. And for entrepreneurs who need to go make a business pitch, they have to have that mentality of win or go home. And the same thing happens in the contest. So I think I've been able to take that learning from the contest and share that with other people who need it in their lives. And when their eyes brighten and they go, oh my gosh, thank you. I never thought about that. I never understood it at that granular level of how that little piece of sand in my sandal, that little piece of sand in my shoe is irritating me so much to where I have a limp. And now because of the limp, I'm walking funny. It's at a granular level that we can help people move forward. And when I can do that, victory, baby, victory.
And that is where the breakthrough happens. Oh my goodness. See, happy people, you're getting some real good, amazing things right here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Fursey Gotuaco, and this is just truly remarkable. I'm just, my mind's blown, my eyes are blown, almost every part of my body is blown right now. And this is what it's all about. Positive people making big differences in the community. And another question I do have for you, Fursey, is let's say that you're in Anaheim, we're in Anaheim, and some new Toastmaster is coming up to you and saying, Fursey, you are an inspiration. You are just truly fantastic. And I am impressed with the work that you've done within this organization and having that courage to be at that stage, at the big stage of World Championship of Public Speaking. And I just want to be like you, and I want to be in your shoes. And what advice would you give to that person who wants to be in your shoes?
I'd say, take my picture. Now, here's what I mean by that.
All right.
You ever seen the picture of Sir Edmund Hillary on top of Mount Everest?
Yes.
Yeah, he's standing there, and they actually have blue skies. Oftentimes Everest shrouded in fog, but there's that guy, first man to climb Mount Everest, and there he is, right at the very top of the world, and he's standing there, and he's getting his picture taken.
Right.
Jesse Oakley, Who took that picture?
Ooh.
It's not a selfie, man. It's not a selfie. And you can't have a tripod up on top of Mount Everest with 50-mile-per-hour wind blowing you around.
Ooh.
Who took that picture?
Ooh.
The man's name that we're looking for is Tenzing Norgay.
Oh,
Tenzing
yeah.
Norgay is a Sherpa. He's the guy who carried all that stuff up there. He's going up and down that mountain his whole life. He lives there. He took that picture. If you really want to be able to understand something, you have to be able to teach it. You have to be able to evaluate it. And I think a lot of people think that I've achieved a certain amount of success in speaking because I've been speaking.
Right.
But the reality is I've spent most of my life and career as a director and a teacher, so I'm evaluating. I evaluate every 8-10 hours a day. That's all I did was evaluate students, give feedback. You're giving people a picture. You're taking a snapshot, showing it to them and saying, here's how you get better. Snapshot, here it is. Here's how you get better. Our job is to be able to take a picture of somebody in what they're doing, what we see, what we hear.
Right.
Show it to them and say, here's how you get better.
Oh.
And then we learn through the process, Jesse Oakley. We learn through the process. Look how much you've learned about people because you're there taking a picture of me right now.
Yes.
We learn through this process, and therefore we can now do some things ourselves, not because we keep doing it, but because we've been watching people doing it and showing them how to get better and better and better. If somebody said that they wanted to be me, I'd say you got to learn to take the picture. Yes. You've got to be the guy behind the camera. It's not about being the guy in the spotlight. It's the guy who's standing on a ladder holding the spotlight on somebody else. That's what we do. We're Tenzing Norgay.
Wow.
Because Tenzing Norgay stood on the top of that mountain too. When we help people, that's what we learned in Toastmasters. When we help people get to the top of the mountain, we're standing there with them.
Wow. That is a slam dunk. And taking a picture is truly valuable. Oh my goodness. That you just have me go through that whole aspect of the importance of taking a picture. And that advice is very handy for not only that new Toastmaster, but for myself in the same process too. You fed two birds with the same seed, Fursey, and truly remarkable. Thank you. Now, another question I do have for you, Fursey, is how can more people know about Fursey Gotuaco or Toastmasters or anywhere they can go? Is there any website or is there any link that you can go to know Fursey or Toastmasters or anything else?
Absolutely. FurseyGotuaco.com. I know it's not very original, but sometimes it's hard enough just trying to spell my name. I'm not even sure what you're going to get in Google or AI if you misspell my name into the search bar. I think that, well, I know there's only one Fursey Gotuaco out there, but if you type it up a couple times. But I've got my website, and Jesse Oakley, I got a book coming out. I'm working on a book. I am working on a book. Folks have finally gotten me they've convinced me to write a book. Normally, this is what I like to do. As a teacher, I like to teach verbally, but they said, Fursey, you're not always going to be able to do that, you know? And so wouldn't it be nice if you could teach to somebody who's never met you, who's not in the same space as you? And so that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing, having a book. And so they can start to look at it, and it's going to be a handbook. So it's not necessarily a book you read from beginning to end. It's a handbook where you can go back to it as a resource, because it's a journey, right? When we're speaking, this is a speaking journey. It's not just one chapter in your journey. It's a resource that you go back to. And so it does what we call in education. It spirals. It's something you use all the time, and you come back to it, and it accompanies you on your journey.
Yes.
And so we spiral these particular skills. We spiral these concepts. And one of the things that I'm including in it is insights from others. people's
Wow.
attention spans get kind of short, and I would not want them to get bored of my voice in the book. So by having other voices, other experiences, other insights, that book has now grown into everybody's thoughts and everybody's contributions. So it's a richer experience. And that's what I think people want nowadays. That kind of rich experience where I'm every other page, I'm hearing from somebody else from another part of the world in another part of their journey. And that person speaks to me as well.
Oh my goodness, that is something to look out for. And got your book coming out. The website, firstly, Gotuaco.com. Check it out, happy people. You'll not be disappointed because this man has a wealth of things that are going on for him. And definitely check out the book. Check out the website, firstly, Gotuaco.com. Don't miss this for anything. My goodness. Now, another question I do have for you. This portion is our shout out portion, and it gives you the opportunity to give a shout out for people making it possible to have the journey that you do have. If you can give a shout out to anybody out there for your journey within Toastmasters, who would you like to give a shout out to?
It would be a sin if the first person that I didn't say was my mother, Jesse Oakley. Betty Gotuaco, celebrating her 91st birthday. Everything starts and stops with her.
Yeah.
Everything starts with mom. Hey, your mother carries you for 9 months. You find a bank that'll do that for you. But I think there are many things that I learned as a child, and they come from her. And the next group of people I would shout out to is all the students that I've had a chance to teach and learn from. My gosh, I practiced. If we talk about practicing, I practiced on them for 30 years in my effort to try to move them forward. They moved me forward. And when you hear me giving any kind of advice or teaching anything, a lot of it comes from them and what I learned through my experience with them. So I'm forever grateful for their patience, and I'm thankful for Toastmasters, the different clubs I've been in, the people who've reached out to me. My gosh, so many people who've reached out and helped me up that mountain. They held the camera for me. They took a picture for me, and I know it's my job too. Now it's my job to take a picture for them, right? That's what we owe each other. We owe each other these things. So thank you.
That is truly remarkable. Oh my goodness. Firstly, I have one more question to ask you. And this question is addressed to the people that watch this podcast and the fans I do have. And my fans are called the happy people. And they have all this information from so many people that I had on this podcast, so many wise words of wisdom that make people go, ooh, this is truly fantastic. So if you have one more wise words of wisdom to give to my people and my crew and my fans, the happy people, what would it be?
One of the pieces of advice that I give people about their contest speech, I think is applicable to everybody in life.
All right.
You have to go. We're very much an I society. Me. It's the iPhone, right? It's all about me. How many selfies am I taking? It's about my progress, my journey, it's me to the world. And I think the most important transition we have to be able to have is going from me to we.
Yes.
I stumbled on this in speaking because I think that's a secret to doing well in the contest. Was you have to understand it from the audience point of view, that you're here and you're reading your story. This is my story. Let me tell you about this. I'm online. I'm on social media. My story. But you got to understand, you're on this side, and your audience is over here.
Oh wow.
And they have a whole other vision. Jesse, when we're telling the story, we're looking at fingerprints. Your audience is looking at fingernails. So you have to understand it from their point of view. And when you can understand it from their point of view, then you're going from me to we. Then you can empathize with them. Then you understand what you have to say to get them to listen to you. And to anybody out there, if you want to be happier, you got to be able to see it, and understand that it is you, but it's about us, right? It is you. It's your life, but we're all in it. It's your story, but you're saying it for us. So you have to see it from our point of view, from me to we. And when you do that, then you really understand the full process. One of the things that I'm working on now is with iBlooming. It's a learning platform. It's relatively new. They use a lot of AI to help people. But here's the most important thing they do, Jesse. They're focusing a lot on Southeast Asia, where we have a lot of developing countries and a lot of developing areas. They just don't have the financial resources. I'm going to say that. They don't have the financial resources. Well, how do we help them move up? And so we've made it incredibly inexpensive for them. For for $2 a month. For $2 a month, they can get a membership so that they can have access to classes. And and I'm just one of the classes. So I'm trying to teach public speaking, that kind of confidence, to people in villages where everybody's floor is dirt. The school floor is dirt. There really is no school. It's kind of like 2, maybe 3 walls, maybe a roof, maybe not. But if we can move them up. So I've got to go from my life in a very comfortable apartment, to what's their world really looking like. When I make that transition, I grow as an individual. And I think that's what anybody's growth process could be.
Fursey, that is a perfect bookend to a wonderful episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. And on behalf of all the happy people that are watching this episode, I thank you for taking the time out to be here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. Thank you, Fursey.
Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate it.
All right. And this concludes this episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. For more information on PR Connections, go to prconnectionsradio.com. But wait, there's more. If you want to check out a plethora of podcasts, including my podcast for the We, which is a Sunday Morning Chat Series about plethora of people making big differences in the community, you can check out this podcast and other podcasts on YouTube. Just type up PR Connections, click the subscribe button, ring the bell, and check out all the podcasts that are amazing on the PR Connections brand. But wait, there's also more too. You can actually go to Sunday Morning Chat Series on YouTube. That is the page, Sunday Morning Chat Series on YouTube. Click subscribe, like the videos, share the videos, and comment on the different videos out there, because there's so many positive people that I've interviewed in the past, whether it be from 2020, 2021, 2024, 2025, and right here in 2026. All of these people have stories to tell, and they're making big differences in the community. This is Jesse Oakley signing off for the Sunday Morning Chat Series. Stay tuned for our next episode, which will air Sundays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the PR Connections YouTube page, as well as the Sunday Morning Chat Series YouTube page. Until next time, you take care of yourselves and have a great day. Bye.
The Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce brings businesses and nonprofit organizations together to create synergistic relationships that benefit the community. Join our tribe to network with community and business partners, increase sales, improve fundraising efforts, differentiate your brand, help worthy nonprofits, and more. Become a member today. Visit our website, causemarketingchamber.com, to see how we can help you grow your business or your nonprofit organization. Click on the Join Now button at causemarketingchamber.com. Help us build a world where social responsibility is the new bottom line. PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.